first scene of episode 1. Let's just throw us right back into the world. What an insane way to start. Literally, they said, hey, oh, you wanna be back in the Daredevil universe? Cool. Here you go. Here's a gut-wrenching punch to the stomach opening scene, you piece of shit. I had the awesome opportunity of attending the premiere of this show in New York at the Disney HQ downtown. So we were able to watch the first 2 episodes on the big screen. And a few things from that. One, we got to do that more often, man. We really do have to do that more often. I know people, I mean, not a lot of people. I know there are people out there that don't value TV as highly as we value film. And that's a damn shame, because this is such a perfect example of like something that's just made to be seen on the big screen. That entire first sequence of episode 1 is just, it was so cool watching it on the big screen. And then when the season dropped like 2 weeks later, I watched it on my TV. Still a sick episode of television. But it was so jarring just how different the experience was between watching on a TV and watching on a big movie screen. And we need more of that. I don't know how to make that possible. I don't know who I have to talk to. But we need more episodes of television screened in movie theaters, because that opening scene of episode 1, they're at Cherry's retirement party. Augie's talking to Kirsten, Matt's talking to Karen, and Poindexter pulls up, and holy shit. I mean, we're full sent, man. It was cool. It was such an immediate, we are back in the Netflix universe of Daredevil. It was dark, it was gritty. You had this somber score going in the background. You had this very brutal chase sequence between Daredevil and Poindexter. Poindexter is just throwing knives into Matt. Matt is just, he's listening to the heartbeat of Foggy after Poindexter shoots him. It was genuinely, and I've held off on being hyperbolic about this show in certain moments, because I wanted to let it sit and I wanted to let it marinate, and I wanted to see how I feel, the more removed I am from it. But, now we're 10, 11, 12 weeks removed from episode 1, and I'll still confidently tell you that opening scene of episode 1 was, I genuinely think, one of the best constructed post-Endgame sequences Marvel has done. And I say post-Endgame, but I can make an argument for the entire Infinity Saga. That was one of the best sequences Marvel has constructed, certainly one of the best in TV. And then you go ahead and add movies in there, and I think it still has an argument. It's so good, man. It's so good. Up until the very, very end, where you just see Matt throw Poindexter off the roof. He hits the pavement. Karen is literally saying, please God, no. She doesn't want to turn around and see Matt. She has no idea who just fell, while Foggy is laying there dead in front of him. Brutal. That was a tough one. That was a tough one to stomach. That was such an insane way to open the season, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I don't love losing Foggy, obviously. It was so funny, though. Coming into the season, everyone's like, dude, Foggy's dead, right? Like, Foggy was in no promotional stuff. He was in no marketing material. He was in the trailers, but the only stuff in the trailers they showed, obviously, was that fucking bar. So everyone's like, yo, does he die whatever night that is? And the answer is yes, he did. He did absolutely die. I always love, and this goes back to the Netflix show, I love the way we utilize or we experience Matt's enhanced hearing. I always think that's so cool. He's fighting Poindexter, they're running up the stairs, they're on the roof, you're hearing knives going into Matt, and at the same time you hear Foggy's heartbeat. It cuts out, it cuts in, it cuts out, it cuts in, and it's an awesome use of sound, and it makes it so heartbreaking in that moment, because Matt is fighting, man. He's fighting a man that just shot his best friend, and he's also hearing his best friend dying. So it's added ammunition while he's going up against Poindexter, and it was sick. But that's how the season opens.